Now, Nottingham Forest are hoping to strengthen their squad as they push for a top four finish. Let's cross live now to the City Ground. We can join our reporter Ben Ransom, who's been speaking to the boss, Nuno Espirito Santo. And Ben, we know that Forest want to sign Cunha. They've attempted to buy Cunha and Wissa from Brentford as well. Did Nuno even expand on all that?
Yeah, exciting times for Nottingham Forest fans, not least because of where they sit in the Premier League table. This incredible run, 8 wins in their last 9 in all competitions, challenging for a Champions League spot next year, but also the suggestion they're prepared to break their club transfer record in this window to try to sign Cunha from Wolves, a player who has been one of their standout players this season. A player Wolves, incidentally, say they've got no interest in selling. However, there's an understanding that maybe a fee of around £60 million might tempt them to the negotiating table. But certainly from Forest's point of view, they're showing no shortage of ambition. Brentford's Cunha and Wissa, another player they've looked at very, very closely, a player they looked at in the summer. They've gone in with a bid of around £22 million, which Brentford have rejected in this window. But he's a player who's scored so many goals for Brentford this year that he's really caught the eye. He's now their all-time leading scorer in the Premier League, having overtaken Ivan Toney with that goal against Manchester City a week or so ago. So Nottingham Forest are certainly being very ambitious. That's coming from the ownership. Obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo is a manager who I've spoken to many times, particularly when he was at Wolves around transfer windows, and he likes to keep his cards close to his chest. Here's what he had to say to me when I probed him, shall we say, a little bit earlier on.
We are working. I think the club is working, and more than anything is working on the aspect that we consider the basic is to keep our players here, because this is the squad that we have, and these are the players that are going to solve all the problems. It's not easy to operate in this market, and especially because we only consider options that can improve us, and it's not easy. It's a very tricky market in terms of recruitment. It's not easy, the targets. So that's why I say we look the other way around. Let's keep our players here. The ambition is the way we operate, the way we want to improve ourselves as a team. Because if we improve as a team, the club will be better to the challenge that we have ahead of us. The ambition is measured, but how we are doing and what we want to achieve.
Yeah, so Nuno very much focused on keeping hold of his current players. Has there been talks with Chris Wood, though, over a new deal?
Yes, there have been talks, and it's my understanding that it's very close to a new deal being agreed with Chris Wood, a player who, a bit like Cunha and Wissa at Brentford, has had a fantastic season here at Nottingham Forest as their central striker. An unfashionable striker, but he's found the net 14 times in the Premier League this season, and he's a player that has been so consistent for Nuno Espirito Santo and for Nottingham Forest, a massive part of what they've been able to achieve so far this season. And I suppose it's a reward for that good form. The club have been desperate to try and tie him down to a new deal. Now, as I say, we're expecting that to be finalised really soon. It's in the final stages, is my understanding. Now, the other player that has been signed this week is Murillo. The club absolutely delighted to secure him to another 4.5 years here at the City Ground. He has been a breath of fresh air since arriving from Brazil 18 months ago. A real standout performer with a really bright future ahead of him. And Nuno Espirito Santo, like the club, absolutely delighted he's committed his long-term future to Nottingham Forest.
We are delighted that he's going to be long-term at Forest. I think it's a player with immense talent, can improve immensely due to his age. I think he joined us last season, and the improvement is there. I think as long as he keeps himself healthy and available, it's going to be great.
Nottingham Forest have really enjoyed the challenge of the Premier League this season. They've had an incredible run of consistency that's seen them win 8 of the last 9 matches. A trip to Bournemouth this weekend, you'd say, provides another stern test for them. Bournemouth, like Forest, another team exceeding expectations and certainly fighting to try and qualify for Europe this season. The one piece of team news to come out of today's presser, there's a big doubt over Callum Hudson-Odoi. Nuno confirmed that he felt some tightness in his groin. They're taking a check on him. He's a big doubt for the trip to the South Coast on Saturday.
Ben, thank you very much.